All right, we're looking at the Xfinity Series at Martinsville. Now, when we left Richmond, I couldn't believe it, man. I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't understand it. Couldn't understand it. We saw that, and it's something that we always get reminded of here and there, but for the most part, if things really are rained out, no practice, no qualifying, first time we're coming to a track or whatever, track history is what a vast majority of projections, optimizers, and DFS players use to build lineups. Okay, and so this is a situation where we had Sam Mayer and Allgaier on the first row. Allgaier carried the ownership. If you looked at Phoenix and you looked at how JGR was running at the end of last year on short tracks, you have seen that JGR has caught up, and I would honestly say has surpassed Junior Motorsports on the short tracks. Sam Mayer, Nemechek have the fastest cars all day. They stay out for whatever reason. They get trapped a lap down. They're not even talked about being optimal. And for the most part, you were really quite considered if you played either one of those guys in your cast. I was quite shocked that I had 100% Sam Mayer and still cashed. Not Sam Mayer, Sammy Smith. So when we're looking at this race here, when we're looking at Martinsville, and we're looking at the same things that make JGR fast at Richmond, it's the same things that are going to make JGR fast here at Martinsville, okay? Yes, Ty Gibbs spun Brandon Jones in the second to last race last year. But you know why he did it? You know how he did it? Because JGR was up there. Those cars have speed. You don't do dumb shit like that if you don't have a car fast enough to get you in a stupid position like that. So when we look at this race here, Sammy Smith and Nemechek are the priorities. They are the people I want to focus on. This is a race unlike the truck series. Yes, we will have yellows. Yes, we will have situations where people get stupid. We have seen big wreck fests here in the short amount of time that the Xfinity Series has ran at Martinsville. However, I want to exaggerate or focus on the fact that it is not as big as, or it's not as big of a wreckfest as it has been for the truck series. Just how it is. Let's specifically look back at the last three races here. Yes, last year in the fall, average green flag run was 12.7 laps. But these are a lot of crashes that are happening in the back half of the field, outside the top 10. Your leader, the guy leading the race, is pretty much the same. It really is. And you might have slight changes here and there. Like last year, you would have a lot of Gibbs taking the lead, and then Jones would take the lead, and then Allgaier would take the lead, and then Gibbs would take the lead, and blah, blah, blah. And then Gibbs would have to survive restart after restart after restart, but he'd always get the lead. If you have a fast car, you're going to get back to the lead. And actually, I may have spoken too soon here. I know I was looking back at last year's race. Yeah, okay. It was the spring race last year. Yeah, that was really, really a heavy yellow fest. That 38% of that race was ran under yellow. Average green flag run of 9.5 laps. Race before that, average green flag run of 29.2% of the race ran under yellow. But it's not as drastic as the truck series. We typically have, specifically if we get rained out on Friday, we'll have a competition caution on or around lap 30 to 35, somewhere around there, maybe 25, whatever the case may be. And we typically have these guys run out the first two stages. It's stage 3 that we really get dumb. It's stage 3 that we nearly always have wrecks in the Xfinity Series race here at Martinsville. That is where the dreaded variance is going to come up and creep you. It's going to come up and get you. What happens to Sammy Smith? What happens to Nemechek in these races? But right now, those are the two drivers that I foresee being the best cars, being the people that we want to focus on. It's Chandler, it's Sammy Smith, it's Nemechek. Honestly, past that, it then, in my opinion, defaults to Chandler Smith. It would probably then default to You could argue Riley Herbst, you can argue Brandon Jones, you can argue Cole Custer and everything like that, but those are kind of the main people following the Richmond race. Once you get past Sammy Smith, once you get past Nemechek, that I would foresee running up there, possibly Josh Berry as well. But for the most part, we've seen Junior Motorsports take a step back, just in general there. So let's go ahead and look at the fall race of last year. Off the lineup is Ty Gibbs, Hemrick, Austin Hill, Nick Sanchez, Blaine Perkins, Alex LeBay. No real bums in this line. All these are drivers where you would anticipate being up there. They're all quote unquote good drivers. I do like to point out the starting positions here is that it still follows a lot of place differential. Ty Gibbs starts 4th, he finishes 1st. Hemrick starts 37th. Austin Hill starts 36th. Sanchez 24th. Blaine Perkins 23rd. LeBay 21st. Okay, we'll look back at the spring race in 2022. It is Gibbs again, Jones, Sam Mayer, Austin Hill, Matt Mills, Jeremy Clements. 1st, 12th, 24th, 14th, 37th, 15th. A race that, yes, yes, Ty Gibbs was the primary lap leader, and yes, place differential was still less important. But look, you at the bare minimum, you need 10 place differential points. That's just what we're looking at. You need to find people who are at least going to get you 10 place differential points. If you are not able to get 10 place differential points from somebody, I think they should be removed from your pool. Honestly, that's really what I think we should focus on. When we look at the fall race 2021, Josh Berry, Brandon Jones, Ty Gibbs, Hemrick, George Gorham, and Stephen Parsons, 29th, 24th, 16th, 4th, 37th, 38th. I think this is another rain-out situation here, whatever the case was be. We're seeing a lot of just chalk place differential on the back, nearly always coming through. And all right, good to see that Pierce has the same sheet for the spring race and the fall race 2021. 2020, which was the first race back with these people. Yeah, so 2020 was the return for the Xfinity Series at Martinsville. Hadn't ran here since 2006. Hadn't ran here since 1994. In that race, your optimal would end up being Harrison Burton, Herbst, J.G. Yaley, Ross Chastain, Mason Diaz, and Jeremy Clements. Starting positions for these drivers are 10th, 24th, 39th, 4th, 38th, 23rd. So, kind of same song, second verse of the Truck Series. We want our primary lap leader. Most likely going to be a JGR car. A little more easier to pinpoint that than the Truck Series. Still kind of wide open there, but I think it's a JGR car for sure. Place differential, whatever value play is most likely to work with either the most amount of place differential that they can do or just fits in with everybody else. If you got to do a lot of high dollar place differential, then it's probably going to be a cheap value. If you don't have to do a lot of high dollar place differential, then it'll probably be a value in the 5 or 6K range. That's the main takeaway there, just based on a line of construction way, on a what is it? I guess just line of construction approach and things like that. Sorry, I'm kind of short on time here. I'm trying to pay attention to a lot of things. Let's kind of go through the entry list real quick. So once we get past the situation of, yes, I'm chasing JGR, I'm also going to chase probably some Chandler Smith, depending on what his price is, some Ryan Truex, depending on what his price is, some Austin Hill, depending on what his price is, so on and so forth. Who are the people that I actually truly want to target? Like, oh, this guy actually seems like a good play. Oh, this guy seems like an interesting play, so on and so forth. Garrett Smithley in the 4. Brendan Poole in the 6, depending on what they can do. I'm kind of interested there. I believe that, so Derek Kraus in the 10. Interesting. Very interesting play. He'll probably end up being in the 7K range. If he's in the 8, not interested. If he's in the 7K range, I am very much interested in him there. As I said, Ryan Truex, he's going to carry a lot of speed. He's going to have, a pretty good no-give-a-shit attitude because he doesn't have a lot of, opportunities for a season. He's gonna run well. He's in a car that can win this race. I like Ryan Truex. I'm trying to look through Austin Hill clearly. Sheldon Creed clearly. If we have a situation where we could possibly do that, Honeyman, Earnhardt, depending on how cheap they are, can possibly work. Kligerman could possibly work. Timmy Hill in the 66. I actually do want to chase that, and Josh Williams. And I know I just keep saying and a lot. Kyle Weatherman in the 96. So in terms of value plays that I foresee myself possibly being interested in, Timmy Hill, Garrett Smithley, Brennan Poole, Kyle Weatherman, although he isn't necessarily a value play, and then Josh Williams, although he isn't necessarily a value play. Josh Williams is actually like a really fucking good guy on short tracks. People don't play him enough at places like Richmond, Phoenix, Martinsville. Josh Williams knows what he's doing. These are situations where I enjoy playing Josh Williams. Like, I always trust him in general, but Josh Williams is a man that I like absolutely, honestly trust at short tracks, and I will probably end up having some Josh Williams in some lines on Sunday. At this point, yet again, waiting to see if practice gets rained out, waiting to see if qualifying gets rained out. I will be live Saturday, probably Saturday morning before the Xfinity Series race. If you want to ask me questions, if you want to join me and just kind of shoot the breeze and stuff. I got a Truck Series video already up. I don't know if I can get a Cup Series video out yet. I might have to do that in the morning. But either way, I have this one, Truck Series video already out. Thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you guys in the live show on Saturday and on Friday and on Sunday. I'll see you guys then.